Hey dudes, Hardcore Kid here. Hardcore enough to... Yellow!
Hey kid, it's Joey. Are you coming to Robo Games this week?
Look, Joey, I don't know what to tell you. I've looked everywhere for D12 and Mondo Bizarro, but I just can't seem to find them anywhere. Look, head over to the Farm Show Complex. Maybe I accidentally left them there when I went to Motorama last month.
Okay, I'll see if I can find them. I'll call you back if I do.
Alright, thanks Joey. I'll catch you later.
Later, kid.
He's not gonna find them, is he? Anyway, crossovers! This is an idea that has fascinated audiences and fans of many different franchises. What would happen if you took one of those franchises and put them in the same universe with another? There are tons of crossovers in comic books, movies, cartoons, internet shows, and get that shit off my screen, please! Thank you. But today, I'm going to be looking at a crossover between two well-known shows from Cartoon Network. Codenamed Kids Next Door and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, as a request from some people who enjoyed my review of Operation Zero. Now, I already discussed my feelings on KND. The show was okay, but I wasn't too big on it, although the movie was awesome. Billy and Mandy, on the other hand, yeah, no beating around the bush here. I hated this show. I didn't like it when it was part of Grim and Evil, and I didn't like it even when it got its own show. It just isn't that funny, and it reaches levels of annoyance that almost rival the later SpongeBob episodes. The story is that in the pilot episode, the Grim Reaper, voiced by Greg Eagles, comes to take the soul of a hamster owned by some stupid kid named Billy, voiced by Daggett Beaver himself, Richard Horvitz. However, he and his friend Mandy, voiced by Gray Delisle, end up beating him in a game of limbo, and now he's their slave. The rest of the show is a bunch of random hijinks mixed in with some black comedy and toilet humor. Being the idiotic little 12-year-old I was, I could have enjoyed this show, but I didn't. And the biggest problem I had was not that I hated most of the toilet humor, but I just didn't like any of the characters. Billy is an annoying dumbass, Mandy is a condescending bitch, and Grim is, well, dead. As for the supporting cast, we have Irwin, the high-voiced token black kid who's not quite as annoying as Billy, Nurgle, the black slender man, Eris, the princess of chaos and discord, relation, Spurg. No, really, his name is Spurg. I'm not even gonna touch that. And finally, there's Fred Fredburger, the tiny green elephant with a name so awesome they just had to name him twice. Freddy shall rule the world! Freddy shall rule the world! I said burger, not biscuit. Yeah, if your show consists entirely of unlikable characters that you just can't relate to or root for, then there's obviously something wrong. Yeah, I didn't like the show at all, but how does it fare up in this special crossover episode known as The Grim Adventures of the KND? Will it rattle our bones or just squirt water into our eye sockets? Well, let's find out. This is The Grim Adventures of the KND. Roll the footage! The chaos begins at Billy's house, where we see the big-nosed donk playing golf with apples and Grim's scythe. Until he ends up knocking out his dad, also voiced by Richard Horvitz.
Dad! You just made me lose the tournament!
Aw, what's wrong, Billy? Couldn't get past the last stage of the Lost Levels? Everyone knows a quitter never wins, Billy.
I'm going underwear shopping for a couple of hours, so while I'm gone, you'll be the man of the house. And I suggest you act like it. Man of the house? Does that mean I get to wear your lucky pants? No. I'm the one who wears the pants in this family. You just keep an eye on things while I'm gone. And keep your filthy mitts off my pants!
What a nice dad. I bet you every night he goes to sleep, he sings Cats in the Cradle as a lullaby. Before locking him in the closet with a bunch of dead animals. Speaking of dead animals, Billy decides to put on his dad's lucky trousers. And hijinks ensue. Gee, how much Nickelodeon slime did Billy snort? So Billy ends up getting Grim's scythe shoved up his ass, so in desperation, he calls the Ed Boys for help.
What do you mean you're broke? Hey, if you're looking for charity, call Kids Next Door. They're cheap.
Today's random cameo has been brought to you by the letter E.
We then get the title sequence, which I have to admit is pretty cool with all the kids as skeletons and skinless figures wandering around. Kudos for the gore factor. After that, we see Sector V at Billy's house. I like how the character animation just doesn't quite blend well with the background art. They really are in a different universe, aren't they? So they try to get the trousers off, but the scythe is wedged so far up Billy's sphincter that they aren't coming off. So they take Billy away to the C-Lab while number 1 disguises himself as Billy. Gee, you'd think for a bunch of well-trained operatives they'd come up with a more convincing disguise than just a tomato and a soup spoon. But I nitpick because that's fun. Although I have to admit, Ben Diskin's Billy impression is pretty funny.
I'll get it! Hello? The mega bitch!
Who are you?
I'm Billy!
No, you're not. What have you done with him?
I told you! Hey! Stop that!
Tell me who you are and what you've done with Billy before I get rough with you.
I'd like to see you try.
Dun dun dun! He gets himself beaten up.
For the last time, who are you?
I told you already, I'm Billy!
Welcome to a Stygian era. Darkness wept, rodents seem much clearer.
Never! Please make him stop!
So, number 1 ends up spilling the beans about who he is and where he's from, and Mandy decides to take action.
Where are you going?
To pay a little visit to your friends.
So as Sector V is heading out to save Billy's ass, they get a message from number 362. And yes, I know, she's not Nigel's girlfriend. Stop shoving the subject down my throat!
Listen up, team. We're picking up heavy energy readings over at the delightful children from down the lane's mansion, and I need you to go investigate.
We're kind of in the middle of something, sir.
Well, whatever you're doing will have to wait.
Oh, I'm sure that's just burglars ransacking the place. Those kids are dead, remember? I killed them with this. This is my boomer stick! Yes!
Yep, good times.
So we cut to the KND at the delightful children's mansion where, the delightful bastards have regenerated! Blasphemy! And hey look, they've even got their own TARDIS!
With the latest adjustments to Father's delightfulization chamber, we'll be able to create even more well-behaved, obedient children like ourselves. And together, we will finally destroy those kids next door!
Excuse me, are you in line for the bathroom?
Why no? Go right ahead!
Thank you!
You're welcome! Hey!
Is this button to flush?
Oh, don't touch that!
So as Grim's scythe gets zapped, he ends up losing his power just before he's about to rape number 1 with the world's deadliest vibrator. Merged together with the scythe, Billy and the delightful children get assimilated and become a monster Grim called the Delightful Reaper.
You will be the first to be assimilated by the Delightful Reaper!
Assimilate, assimilate, assimilate. I can make Doctor Who jokes all day.
He is only the first to assimilate with us! Soon all children will assimilate!
Assimilate? When did this start becoming John Carpenter's The Thing? Not that I have a problem with it, of course. This is the same show that gave us Senior Citizombies. I'm all up for a giant mass of skeleton heads mixed together. Yeah! So the KND retreat to one of the clubhouses where they meet up with number 362.
They got number 2!
What? What happened? And where's number 1?
Right here.
Number 1! Thank goodness you're here! That ain't number 1!
Of course I am. I'm just wearing my hair differently.
So, just because Mandy's wearing sunglasses and a red shirt automatically makes her resemble number 1? In fact, where did she even get that red shirt from anyway? I didn't see number 1 wearing it when he got tied up. So, because everybody except number 5 are idiots, they send her to medical bay. Hurrah! Now we have 2 mega bitches at the command. Hey, why not throw in Sarah from Ed, Edd and Eddy? I'm sure my TV set will burst into flames from all the cattiness. So as the delightful Reaper goes around killing little kids, Mandy takes control of the KND. Look at her, sitting in her chair and wearing her sunglasses. Who wears sunglasses indoors anyway? Oh yeah, that's better.
My first order as leader is that I will now be referred to as... Mandy.
Mandy? That's the stupidest thing
And not only that, until a cure can be found, the KND will be renamed the MND.
The mean, nasty doggies?
The big rubber toilets?
No, you dolts. Mandy, new dictator.
You know, I've always wondered who I've hated more, Billy or Mandy. Billy I hate because he's an annoying brat, but Mandy on the other hand is a self-centered, power-hungry, evil little tyrant. And we're supposed to root for these characters in the show? You know, I'd much rather root for that Haas Delgado dude. Seriously, Rambo hair, Snake Plissken eye patch, Ash Williams chainsaw arm? Why isn't there a TV show about this dude? So Mandy has number 1 and Grim locked up, but number 5 is able to break them out, and Grim uses that weird bone vibrator on number 1.
Oh, I forgot to mention, this might hurt a bit.
Good night, everybody. Back on Earth, Mandy, number 3 and 4 have put together a giant fighting machine called the Manned Robot.
Mandy, new dictator, manned robot. Monkeys and nice doggies relax on bellies of turtles.
It was originally going to be called the Super Mecha Ultra Bitch 3000, but apparently they ran out of ideas for acronyms. So the Manned Robot tries to take out the delightful Reaper, but the latter is pretty much dominating until number 1 and Grim show up as a giant skeleton soldier. We then get this giant skeleton and this giant robot against this giant Grim Reaper fight, which is pretty cool, but not exactly memorable. They then try to beat the delightful Reaper, but find out that all of its power is going to its pants. Actually, the source of his power comes from his leather shoes. But don't tell anybody I said that.
Mandy, you're our only hope. You've got to pants the Reaper.
Mandy, what are you doing?
Hooray! Mandy's dead! Let's celebrate with tapioca pudding. Oh no, she's actually assimilated with the Reaper, and now she has become the delightful Mandy. Pah! What will happen next? Well, in a completely anticlimactic ending, Billy's dad shows up and takes his pants back. Thus, the delightful Reaper is defeated, and random Cartoon Network characters pop out of its back to their universes. You know what's funny? This episode was originally going to be called The Amazing Colossal Crossover. Yes, because showing various character sprites from other shows automatically makes this a crossover. You nudniks! And so the episode ends with Mandy getting detained. Number 1 once again gets mistaken for Billy by his dad, and Billy is now the new number 1 because stupidity. We then get the end credits where we see Cartoon Network characters cross together in different shows, like Dexter's Lab, Class of 3000, and Samurai Jack. And yet no Kids Next Door cross with Teen Titans? Come Come on! For a show about a bunch of teenager-hating kids, you missed out on an opportunity for a good joke. Besides, who gives an Andre's ass about Class of 3000 anyway? Kids. Always a disappointment. This episode just left too much to be desired. There isn't any chemistry between the characters, and the story is just your typical KND scenario mixed in with some Billy and Mandy fluff. Tom Warburton and Maxwell Adams obviously came up with the idea, but they didn't completely think it through. Maybe if this episode was about an hour long rather than 30 minutes, they'd be able to develop the storyline more. And believe it or not, this wouldn't be the only time these two shows met. In the made-for-TV movie, Billy and Mandy's Big Bogey Adventures, Grimm was arrested for abusing his powers, and number 3 had the power passed to her, and she was made the new Reaper. Oh hell yeah, give the hands of doom to a 10-year-old who's about as cuddly huggy-touchy as a tiddler with a teddy bear. Boy, I'd hate to be in number 4's position. I'm sure there are a few KND or Grimm fans who really like this episode, but I didn't. And that's because I'm just not a Grimm fan. Couldn't the KND have had a crossover with shows a bit more their speed, like Foster's or Dexter's Lab, or Robot Wars, or My Little Pony?
Hold on to me, Guillermo!
I can't! I don't got no thumbs!
Maybe not. Hello?
Hey, kid. It's Joey. I found your bots.
Oh man, that's awesome! Where are they?
They're at the farm show complex. But I hate to break the news to you, kid. It seems they're under the control of the Angry Scotsman.
The Angry Scotsman? Ugh, I've had a beef with that guy for quite a while. Alright, Joey, hang tight. I'll be down there soon. I gotta get going, guys. Sorry this episode was a little meh, but I'll make it up to you guys. Check out this music video I put together. Peace out.
Do you want to know what really happened to the delightful children at the end of Operation Zero?
Next stop!
Jesus!
Goodbye, Sector Z. I'll miss you.
I'm out of here!